Hello, Icon, and welcome back to the Minds, Magic, and Manifestation podcast with your girl. It is I, the Michaela J, here to teach you how to manifest your next level Lux life, baby. Okay, if you're watching the video, whether you're watching it on Spotify or you're watching on YouTube, I have got a new mic. I have got this gorgeous little mic and I don't know how to act. If you put a microphone in my hand, I lose it. I lose it in the best way possible. Like, I will never forget, actually. This is how I knew the microphone thing would just send me into orbit, is when I did my very first live podcast show. I sold out I produced it all by myself, my own podcast live in Austin, Texas. This was in 2024 in May. I held a microphone in my hand in the space that we were in that I had rented in this beautiful, oh my gosh, this gorgeous, gorgeous wellness center. And I remember talking for maybe an hour at the live podcast. And I thought to myself, like, I could do this for 3 more hours. Like, you put a microphone in my hand and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rumble, which is why I'm meant to be a podcaster. And so now that I have this cute little microphone, I'm not like holding my little mini mic. I'm not going to know how to contain myself. So there's just, I don't know. Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, welcome back to the Minds, Magic, Manifestation podcast. How are you? How's it going? How are you doing? I missed you last week. Last week I had the most girl boss week ever. It was absolutely insane. My husband and I, Saturday night, took a red-eye flight to Florida. We spent 3 whole days in Florida. We flew back home. I was home for literally less than 24 hours. Thursday morning, I was on a flight, flew to LA a day before I kicked off a VIP weekend with my incredible client, Erin. And on Thursday, checked in the hotel, got some work done, had a coaching call with clients. And then the VIP weekend, Sunday, I did a beach walk in the morning, packed my shit, flew back to Austin and jumped right back into it. Girl boss week to the max. Girl boss maxing 100%. So I missed you. Hello, how are you? How are we doing? The weeks that I don't have the podcast, I don't feel like myself. So I'm happy to be back. Now, I'm really excited about today's episode because I want to talk to you about how I've manifested over 120,000 followers across social media platforms. Now, this is across all of the platforms, like my followers on Spotify, obviously TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and YouTube. All of my social medias combined, it's actually a little bit over 120,000 followers. So I'm going to talk to you about how I manifest that and my top 3 tips for you to make social media your full-time job, because my business has solely grown through social media. Now, of course, there's word of mouth marketing that happens. I've had people who hire me, and then people in their immediate, real day-to-day life, they will tell them about my programs or my retreats or my offers, and then they bring them in that way. But for the most part, even those initial people found me through social media, found me through the podcast, and that's what has grown my business for this to be my full-time thing, literally since my first month, almost 8 years ago, which is absolutely crazy. August will be my 8 years in business, which does not feel real at all. So I want to give you my 3 top tips, and these are mindset, but you can make them practical because everything comes back down to mindset. Actually, I talked about this over the weekend for the VIP. Me and Erin had rented a studio in downtown LA, the most gorgeous studio that had this incredible skyline. And we recorded an episode for her podcast that's going to be going live soon. So stay tuned for that. And you're definitely going to want to watch the video because the studio was so nice. But one thing that we had talked about is that we can sit down and talk strategy. We can talk action steps all day, but all of it ends up coming back to mindset anyways. You know what you need to do. You need to post your shit, but it's the mindset pieces that actually get you to post and show up and what actually is making a difference. So I want you to be running your business full-time, full girl boss mode. I want you to be able to travel all week, run your business, still make money while you're gone. I want you to be able to write an email while you're in first class, having champagne. I want you to be at your hot yoga class or your hot Pilates class, like I'll be tomorrow morning, and making money while it happens. Full girl boss mode. And this is all possible with social media. Actually, one more thing about the episode with Erin. The very last question she asked me on the show is if I think social media is optional in 2026. And if you want to be manifesting more money, it's not optional. Like it shouldn't be optional. It's literally the easiest way to manifest money because there are so many monetization opportunities nowadays, whether it's just monetizing your content, TikTok shop, Instagram shop. You can get paid on Instagram Live. There's affiliate links. There's Amazon. There's digital products. There's selling your courses. Like, I mean, like the list fucking goes on. So if you're wanting to manifest more money and work for yourself, social media is the way to do it. So let's have this convo today. All right. I cracked open a cold one, aka a recess drink. It's a little magnesium drink. Let's get into this. I want to take you back to when I very first started posting social media content for my business. I had less than 900 followers. Less than 900 followers total, okay? Total. And all of these people were people I personally knew, right? There were people from elementary school, middle school, high school, from clubs that I did, from competitive cheer growing up, competitive swimming, like, you know, the various things you do as a child. And then like people you knew, and then like their parents and your extended family. Like it was nobody that like actually gave a fuck with what I was talking about, because most people in my life thought I was literally crazy when I started posting content. And yeah, and then they were like, how's your little content going? I'm like, how's your boring 9 to 5 going? Anyways, so I'm telling you, the mic, it just makes me unhinged. So I started with less than 900 followers on social media. And I want to talk about like, what were the 3 biggest things that shifted for me to now have over 120,000 followers across platforms. So tip number one, we're getting right into it. It's a question and a tip. Are you treating your content like it's a big deal? This tip is honestly the easiest one, and it's the one that people fumble the most. Like, are you treating your content like it's a big deal? Because this brings up imposter syndrome from people. This is what makes people start to doubt themselves, but it's also the easiest thing for you to implement. Like, start acting like what you're saying matters. Start acting like you showing up in your content, on your podcast and YouTube videos, selling your offers, like it matters. You need to make it a big deal because it is. What you are sharing with people is going to change their lives. And I don't care what niche that's in. I don't care if that's mindset, it's in manifestation, it's in social media, it's in fitness, it's skin, it's you being an Amazon influencer. Like, I don't care, but treat it like it is a big deal because you are solving people's problems. You are solving the problems that people already have, that you have the answer to, and you're making their life a million times easier. But you're acting like it's like this, hey guys, like beat around the bush energy because you don't have 700,000 followers. That's the piece here that people fumble. They don't feel like a big deal until they are a big deal. And that's what you're getting wrong. I knew that my content and myself, like I knew I was a big deal from day one. And was I a big deal to the people that already followed me? No, like they didn't give a shit about what I was posting, and that didn't matter to me. Like, think about that. Are you in that mindset with your content right now? Does it matter to you that the people in your current audience, like they need to get it? Like, I didn't need them to get it because I wasn't posting the content for them. It was a big deal for me to share this content because I was solving problems for people that had problems that I could solve. Like, that's a big deal to me. And I always treated posting like it was a big deal. At the beginning of my business, probably for the first 2 years, every single day, I had a series on my Instagram stories. Not even a post series, an Instagram stories series. Every motherfucking day for literally years. Are you willing to put in that work? Are you willing to be that disciplined? Are you willing to be that dedicated? Do you want it bad enough? Do you want it bad enough? Anyways, every day for years, I had a series called Mastery Moments. And then I would have like a mastery moment tip of the day. Because when I started my business and I started talking about manifestation online, the whole reason why is because I had solved a problem that I had and I knew other people had it. The problem was when I started my personal development journey and I started learning about manifestation is I felt like I was learning all this stuff and I was like hearing amazing things. So I'm like, yeah, I get it. Okay, that makes sense. But then I didn't know what to do with it. Like I didn't know how to take what I was learning and take what I was hearing and actually make it applicable to my real life. It didn't ever feel grounded. It never felt actionable to me. And I didn't want to just sit in my room and like meditate and then go about my life as if I'm making no changes and everything is the same. Like that didn't make sense to me. So I knew in my business, I wanted to talk about mindset manifestation, but I wanted to make it practical. So anyways, back to this Instagram story series I did. Mastery Moments was like a mindset tip of the day, a shift, a manifestation tip, and then there would be an actual tip, like an actual grounded step by step, something you could go implement literally that day, and it would start to change your life. And I did that over and over and over and over again when I had 900 followers that were people that knew me. And I would show up every day like I was talking to a room of 90,000 people. I would record my stories as if there was 10K people there, ready to buy, ready to hear, ready to hang on to my every single word that was like, they were like waiting. In my head, this is genuinely like the level of mindset and the level of delusion that I put myself in, because this is literally part of manifestation. This is being the energetic match. In my head, it was like, people are waiting for the mastery moment today. And it would be, some days it would be like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. And I had gone to a whole day of school, and I'm like, fuck, I got to post the mastery moment. And in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to post the mastery moment. Like, people are waiting for the mastery moment. They need their mastery moment tip of the day. And that's how I treated it. But so many people that I talk to, they treat their social media, their business, their podcast, anything that they're doing in their business, like it's like actually not a big deal. And it's like, nobody's really listening anyways, so like nobody's gonna notice. Bitch, people notice. And even if they don't right now, you should be showing up like they do. And now I'm at a place where if I skip a week on the podcast, people are like, where the fuck are you? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I also feel brokenhearted, okay? I get it. And that is why I have that, because of that mindset I implemented early on in my business. I showed up every day with this urgency of like, people are waiting to hear from me. People are waiting to see my post. People are waiting to see what I have to say. And so because of that, that's literally how my audience treats me. We have that relationship where it's like, ooh, what's she gonna say today? Ooh, what's the next post gonna be? Ooh, what's the next podcast gonna be? Oh, I can't wait to see the next thing. And I will have tons of clients reach out to me when I decide I'm gonna post more. My clients are like, hallelujah, I'm so glad you're posting more. Like, people wanna see you going for it. People wanna see you being a big deal. When I did 2 podcast episodes a week, people were like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. And then when I went back down to 1, I also heard, oh, I'm so sad you're only doing 1. Like, can you bring back 2? Because that is the mindset I had at the beginning of my business. I always talk about this in the podcast. The way in which you are manifesting something is the way that you are going to experience the manifestation. Creating this incredible business and all my content and my amazing podcast, I had this urgency of, this is a big deal. People are waiting on me and I have something to say. So I'm going to show up and say it like there's 100,000 people ready to listen. And that's how I experience it now. By the way, if we should bring back 2 podcast episodes a week, let me know in the Spotify comments under this episode. If I get enough comments, I will consider it. If we get at minimum 50 comments on this episode on Spotify for 2 episodes a week, I'll think about it. Let me know. So I showed up as if everything was a big deal. I treated my business as a big deal right away. And that's what brings in followers, right? Because, which we're going to talk about the numbers in a second, but that's what brings in people, because they actually see that you're taking it seriously. It is so few. It's such a small percentage of podcasters, for example, that make it past their first year, because people don't even make it to the year mark. They don't take it seriously, or they don't see growth right away. So they decide that it's not worth it. Same thing as people that create content. I remember having a call with somebody who had a direct contact to TikTok corporate, like somebody high up in TikTok. And they said that a lot of times you need to keep posting and posting and posting and posting. And it feels like you're posting endlessly with no evidence, so to speak, for like 6 months, because TikTok's feed is literally weeding out the people that aren't actually going to show up. Like, that was like straight from somebody's mouth. Now, this was years ago, so I don't know how accurate that is. And I don't fuck with algorithm-based social media, which we'll talk about. But people want to follow people that are taking their social media seriously. And apparently that's what the platforms want to see too, which, again, I don't care about the platforms, but just as an example. When you show up, like, what I have to say is a big deal. My content's a big deal. People are waiting on me. They're waiting for my stories. They're waiting for my posts. They're waiting for my podcast. They're waiting for my email. They're wondering why I haven't sent them an email. Like, you are going to show up with a different level of certainty. And as we talked about, your certainty dictates your income. So if you really want to be working for yourself, you want to be making 5-figure months in 2026, you want to quit your job, and you want to literally be in the girl boss lifestyle, you've got to start treating everything like it's a big fucking deal. This is so important because you can't expect to have this like beat around the bush energy with social media and think that you're going to move people. You're not. Like, they need to see that you care and that you're really in it. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to break down here, especially with this tip. So this tip, are you treating your content like it's a big deal? That's the tip, is think about that question. Yes or no. And if it's a no, then you need to start. If you're treating it like a big deal, what would you be saying? How would you be showing up? And I actually remember there was a phase in my business where I wasn't really posting a lot on my Instagram feed for like, honestly, like 1 to 2 years. Like my Instagram feed content wasn't the priority at the time. It wasn't where I was doing the most of like my sales and value, you know, whatever. But I remember thinking like, oh, okay, I want to like bring back this big deal energy to my Instagram. And I thought to myself like, oh, okay, like what would I be doing if I was really treating it like a big deal? And I immediately recognized like, oh, I would be getting ready every single day. Because during that phase, I would get ready when I would have calls or when I needed to take photos or when I needed to do like some Instagram stories, but I wasn't getting ready every single day. And that gave me the perfect excuse to like not post. Like, well, I don't have my makeup on today. And like, I don't have my makeup done, so I'm not going to post. Like, fuck that. I realized like, okay, well, if I'm treating this like it's a big deal every single day, I'm going to get ready every single day. So there's literally no excuses. So it's like, ask yourself that question. Are you treating your content like it's a big deal? Okay. If not, then what would you be doing if you were? And immediately implement those things. Don't give yourself wait time. Immediately implement. But on top of that, one more thing I want to say before we move on to tip number 2 is I want to share with you like the big deal energy that I was in. When I would post before people cared, before people paid attention, and this is why people pay attention now, the energy was always like, you should be paying attention. This is what I mean by big deal energy. I would post these stories and I would see like people from high school watching them. And I'd be like, you should be paying attention, because I would know a little bit more about their lives than obviously I do now, because I was like fresh out of high school, like early in college. And it's like, you should really be paying attention to this, because if you implemented what I said in this tip, actually, your internship would probably be better. You'd probably get that job, or like you could probably go on that study abroad trip. Like I remember thinking that, like, you should be paying attention. That was the energy. The energy was also like, more people should be paying attention. I would literally think that to myself. I'd be like, damn, this is so good. Like, more people should be hearing this. And I would just post like this energy. People should pay attention. More people should be paying attention. More people should be seeing this. That was always the energy that I was bulldozing. And then when more people started to pay attention, I genuinely felt like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, it makes sense to me that you are paying attention. I have felt this from day one. You should have been paying attention. And it's like this energy of like, well, where have you been? Welcome to the chat. Where have you been? You should have been paying attention sooner, even though obviously you find me and you find MJ World when you find MJ World. You find the podcast when you find the podcast. But I've always brought this energy of you should be paying attention. So when people are in, they're like binging everything. It's like, oh my God, I should have been paying attention. I should have had this sooner. Where were you my entire life? So tip number 1, are you treating your content like it's a big deal? Tip number 2, stop putting so much goddamn pressure on the numbers. Stop putting so much pressure on the numbers. That was never a goal of mine. I maybe have one vision board that I like edited or like photoshopped in like a follower count. One. Actually, I remember one. I had one that had TikTok with 1 million followers. That was it. That one time, that one vision board. Because the numbers never mattered to me. The numbers didn't matter to me because of this mindset shift. I knew it would grow. I knew it would blow up, which is why this stacks on tip number 1. I knew that what I was doing was a big deal, and I knew that more people should be paying attention. And then when they were, I was like, yeah, it makes sense to pay attention. You should have paid attention sooner. And so, of course, with that energy, it has to grow. I was always in this mindset of it's going to grow. That's kind of like my affirmation. Your success is inevitable. This is genuinely how I felt about my following. It was like, I don't ever need to be like pushing for a certain following number at a certain timeline, because I know it's all going to grow. It's actually interesting. I have a content planner in my office. It's like very beautiful. And it's like you get to map out your content and yada, yada, yada. And part of it's like, what's your follower count at the beginning of the month? And then like, what's your goal amount? And then at the end of the month, you're supposed to write like where you ended up. And every single month that I use it, I leave that blank because it literally doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me because people put way too much focus and pressure on the numbers. And then this is a lot of times why they don't end up manifesting what they want, because they're hyper fixated on a metric that actually doesn't matter to making you more money. Let me say that again. A metric that doesn't matter because it doesn't make you more money. Sure, a bigger following can make you more money, but you don't need a bigger following to make money. So where's your focus going to be? For me, it was like, I know it's inevitable that I'm going to grow. I know I'm going to get to where I want to go. And I'm going to focus on talking my shit, selling what I have to offer, knowing it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm going to do my fucking thing. I didn't put pressure to hit 10K at a certain time. I didn't put pressure that I need a viral video. I didn't have any pressure of like, my videos need to perform like this. I was posting on TikTok for like 2 fucking years before anything went viral. And then it wasn't even about going viral for me because I didn't even, the $1 million goal or the $1 million, oh my God, I keep saying dollar. Oh, you can tell where my mind's at. A millionaire, baby. The 1 million follower count vision board Photoshop goal. That was after I blew up on TikTok that I actually put that on there. Not before, after. All right. The numbers didn't matter to me. And part of this is I also don't chase trends. I don't chase algorithms like I mentioned earlier. I don't look at the things that like the experts tell you to look at. They tell you look at the analytics, keep doing what's working, right? But it's like a lot of times people take that way too far. They'll see what's working on their page, so then they double down on it, and then that's where their soul goes to die because now they're making content about something they actually don't want to fucking talk about anymore. Or they're only making the same type of video because that's what performs well, and it's not what they actually enjoy doing. So then you build this resentment, and then you don't want to post anymore, and then you get inconsistent, and then you feel bad about being inconsistent, and it's like this big mind fuck, all right? So the people that are 100% strategy, and they're like, look at the algorithm, these are the trends, like this is the strategy, this is how you need to post, look at your numbers, track this, track that, like they lose the plot a little bit because you lose a little bit of your heart and your soul in that because there's so much pressure on all of these external things. The reason why I don't give a fuck about the algorithm is because it's changing all of the time. All of the time. These apps, all of social media, they're all businesses. That's why there's ads on all of them. They're all businesses. So of course, they are going to do what they need to do as a company to keep growing. They are focusing on growing their income. So they're going to keep updating things. They're going to keep making the user experience better. They're going to keep doing things so they can go make more money. So they're updating the algorithms 24/7. I don't want to spend my time. I don't know about you, but over here we are girl bosses, okay? And my girl boss life is waking up early, getting in a workout, grabbing coffee, making a protein-packed breakfast. I want to shower. I want to do my skincare. I want to do my makeup. I want to film my content. I want to do the things I need to do. I want to record my modules, chit-chat with my clients, go for an afternoon walk, spend the day how I spend the day. Whether that's touring apartments with my best friend, like I went with him yesterday, that's getting a pedicure midday, that's doing a long walk at night, that's laying on my couch, that's traveling, packing for my next trip. Like, that's what I want to spend my time doing. Not studying the 7th algorithm update in 1 quarter, okay? I don't want to base my business and my content and my life around something that I also have no control over. We don't have control over the algorithm. Sure, you can work with it and you can maximize that, but I rather just be in my own lane and learn how to always make my content work and learn how to always move people so that I'm always making sales and then my clients are always getting great results and things are growing and growing and evolving and evolving. And I am just in my little girl boss bubble and I'm not thinking about what Mark Zuckerberg is doing with Facebook and Instagram and Meta and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to focus on things that are external because when you do that, you're still looking for external validation. And I'm not looking for numbers. I'm not even looking for certain views. I'm not like this video needs to get 10K views. I don't care. I don't care. And this goes against a lot of people's advice. A lot of people are like, well, you need more visibility and more followers to do this funnel and do this and do that. Like when I set out to build my business, it was truly because I was like, I need to talk about this. I have changed so much. My life has changed. Mindset and manifesting has completely altered my life. If I could change my shitty life, I can help people change theirs. And I was the most negative person I knew. So I was like, if I could just help one person, and I know I can with this information, that would be incredible. And then I also knew that I always wanted to work for myself. It was either I want to work for myself or I want to be the CEO of Louis Vuitton. So like take your pick. And I started to get really excited about working for myself because I was like, oh my gosh, I could travel the world. I can work on my own terms. Like the girl boss lifestyle. I could work out twice a day if I want, or work out and do a long walk and then hop on a flight and take photos and teach what I know. And I want to be out living my dream life. I want to be out using social media to grow my business so I can manifest my dream life. So I can manifest trips. I can manifest opportunities. I can manifest speaking on stage. I can manifest, having an overflow of cash. Like that's what I wanted it for. Not to sit and look at numbers on a computer. I would have just gotten a desk job. This shit's way easier than putting yourself out there on the internet and being vulnerable and showing up and pushing through the mindset barriers and all of that. So that's why I don't care about the algorithm and I don't care about trends. I'm not going to sit here and scroll and look for a trend. I'm going to post my video and I'm going to move on. I'm going to go live the rest of my girl boss day. Okay. So this is why this is one of the big contributions to creating a following of over 120,000 people across platforms is like, I never put pressure on the numbers. I only put my focus on what do I want to create? Who do I need to be? Where am I going? And what do I have to say? Right? And doing that over and over and over and over again, not thinking about, I need to hit 100K. I need to hit 1 million. I need to hit this. I need to hit that. Like, sure. The day that I hit 1 million followers on Instagram, we will celebrate totally. And we'll come back to this episode and all of this stuff will still be true. This is stuff I've been doing. These are mindsets I have been implementing for almost 8 years. It's going to be the same shit. Okay? It's not going to be because of an algorithm hack. Plus, if you go viral over like a trend, how are you supposed to repeat that? That's how you end up having this whole brand and it's just you like dancing on TikTok because you go viral for a trend and then you're like pigeonholed into that unless you build a really strong personal brand, but that's a completely different conversation. So I viewed back to the plot, how we're manifesting your social media growth and for you to have over 120,000 followers is we are going to not put pressure on the numbers. It is inevitable that you are going to grow. Your content's a big deal. What you have to say is a big deal. It's inevitable that it's going to pop off if you come in with that mindset. Your success is inevitable. So if that's the truth, and I genuinely believe that, then why do I need to put any type of pressure or focus on the numbers? I don't. The only time that we do is when we're getting in our head and we're making up stories and we're making up excuses and we're saying, well, people aren't buying my offer because I only have X amount of followers. Well, I sold out my first group program and I had not even 1,000 followers. Okay. So it's not like we're looking at the wrong things and we're blaming the wrong things. Now, a lot of the experts, right, when we're talking about more of these like numbers, more of these analytical people, they will tell you, well, this is going to be the fastest way to grow and this is going to be the fastest way to grow your business because you have more people to talk to and blah, blah, blah. And while that makes like logical sense, yes, absolutely. I also know personally a lot of people that have a lot of followers with very little influence over those followers. Like they will do something and their followers are not engaging. They're not liking. They're not following the call to action, right? They're not sharing the content. They're not purchasing the offers. They're not, buying from the affiliate link. They're not doing those things. So you can have this big number that you've been manifesting, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up working full time through social media and in your girl boss lifestyle. It just doesn't guarantee that. And a lot of people tell you the story that it does because they want you to follow their strategy. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't mean they have actual influence when you just like focus on the big number, because a lot of times people have these big numbers because they're following the trends and the algorithms. And they just end up getting all these random people in their communities versus the right people that are right for what you are selling, offering, even if it's like an Amazon affiliate, right? Even if it's an affiliate, like you want the right people there who are going to take action, because what they take action on is going to change their life. That's why you're sharing content in the first place. It's not about you getting the affiliate sale. It's about you solving their problems, which is the whole reason why you start creating content and why you are manifesting your business growing and manifesting working full time on social media. Okay. So we've got to stop putting the pressure on the numbers. And the last thing I'm going to say on this point is that the numbers don't fucking matter. I want to tell you this so many times because I have had so many 10K cash weeks, 10K cash days with low views because the number doesn't matter. It's the person. It's the person. I can post a promo for a program. I could say join Girl Boss. I could say join It Factor and post it and have 300 story views. And people will buy because it matters who's behind it. Not that there's 3,000 views. It matters who's behind those views. And that's why there's a lot of people out there who have these big followings, but they aren't moving people because it's not the right people because they're so focused on the metrics. All right. When I tell you I've had 10K cash weeks and days with low views, whether it's on my stories, whether it's a low open rate on an email, a low view on an Instagram post, like the numbers don't matter. And it's not that we want you to have low views. It's just that the views don't matter. What I really want you to get from this is don't put the pressure on the number because where you put pressure, there ends up building this like resentment and this tension and this force energy. And there's no need to put it on the numbers when the numbers themselves don't carry any meaning. It's not like I want you to have like 100 views on your reels. Like I would love to see you getting 100K views plus on every single thing you post because you are a big deal and people should be paying attention. It's just that the numbers are not our focus because the numbers aren't the things that actually matter. And when you put on pressure and you get sucked up into the algorithm, we're now looking for external validation, not what's moving the needle forward with working full time through social media to grow your business. Okay. So tip number 3, are you ready? Are you ready? This episode is so good. I hope you're loving this. Actually, I know you're loving this. You should be paying attention. Tip number 3 is that you should be doubling down on your it factor. This one is truly like the number one thing. You should be doubling down on your it factor. What is your it factor? Your it factor, in the way that I talk about it, is this thing about you that makes you so different from everybody else. And it's not something that you are like orchestrating and manufacturing. It's something that you naturally are. And this is what I teach my clients and take them through inside of my It Factor program. It's like there is an It Factor you already naturally have. It's not like you need to look at the space and see like what personality are we missing and then go be that, because part of that's going to feel fake. It's going to feel performative. And I want your business to feel like you. I want you to grow your business your way, right? Very like girl boss vibes, like do it on your terms, do it your way. So your it factor is something you naturally have. It's this edge about you. It's the favorite part of you to your friends. Your friends are like, I love you so much because you're just so real. I love you so much because you always hype me up. You're the most supportive person I know. I love you so much because you're fucking crazy and a goddamn savage. And I don't even know how you sleep. I don't know when you sleep. I don't know how you do anything. That's my friends to me. They're like, I don't know how you do all this. Like, I love you so much. You're just like, you're such a good listener. You're so caring. Oh, I love you so much. Like, you are just this, you are just that. It's like this personality angle you have that's like, that's it. It's like what makes somebody fall in love with you. It's what makes your friends like obsessed with your friendship. It's what makes people want to be around you. And when you double down on the it factor that you already naturally have, your content gets way more magnetic. And why is I feel like this is the number one piece that grew my following specifically is because, and I'm sure you will agree with me on this, I have a very different energy than most people. Very different. We all do, right? It's not like I'm not like other girls. Like I just have a very different type of energy. I'm always on. I'm a fighter. I'm here to fucking win. I'm crazy. I'm committed. I'm savage. We've talked about all of these things, all the things that I identify with. I want to go batshit. I'm a star player. I want to win. I'm the athlete. I'm hungry for it. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe winning and pushing myself and potential. Like that's an energy not everybody has. And that's something that I naturally have. Like I naturally, genuinely wake up with that hunger. you might naturally wake up as this like empathetic person that like you feel things so deeply, like you love your people hard. You are the number one supporter of them. Like they're calling you, you're cheering them on. You don't even understand what they accomplished. You're cheering them on. Like you're just happy for them. You feel their excitement. You're like crying tears of joy for them. Like that could be your it factor. And people are like, wow, when I'm around you, I feel felt, I feel seen, I feel supported in a way I've never felt before. Like that would be your natural it factor. And when you bring this through your content, it hits completely different. And it's just who you are, which makes it even fucking easier. This is why I'm like, why would we waste time thinking about the algorithm and posting a trend that somebody started from like a dance or whatever, right? When you could just go be yourself and bring out the best aspect of you. Doubling down on my it factor is really what blew up my following, because I recognized where my energy was so different from other people. And it was also my favorite part about myself. And so I was like, ooh, okay, well, if I could really highlight and bring forward my favorite part about myself, I'm going to want to show up. I'm going to want to post. I want to podcast. I want to come on here and talk my shit and yell a little and motivate you and give you that loving kick in the ass. Like I want to do that. And when you want to do it and you feel like the best version of yourself and you feel like a true version of yourself, like your magnetism grows so much and people are like, oh, I need to inject that in my veins. I need whatever that is going on with you. I need to inject that energy in my veins. A lot of my clients stay with me and work with me for a long time because of this, because they want to be around this constantly. One of my clients just today, we're not even done with our 6 months of VIP coaching. And she was like, add on another 6 months. And I was like, done. She's like, this long-term energy. She said, I need to be in this long-term energy. She's like, this has been the best thing for me. Yes. Because I give off my it factor in my content, in my podcast, in my coaching, in my programs. I gift that freely. Well, not freely if you're in my coaching, my programs. I gift that in the things that I'm doing, and people get to receive that. And the reason why they want to work with me, you want to listen to my podcast, is because you resonate with this energy. If this was too much for you, you're not going to listen, and that's okay. I'm not going to be for everybody, right? If it's too hardcore, you might not listen to a certain episode. That's fine. Not going to hurt my feelings. Like I'm just here being myself. Okay. And they want that. And you want that because you want to activate that in yourself even more. Another it factor trait that I have is certainty. I just have this rock solid level of certainty. I know who the fuck I am and I trust myself like too much sometimes. And people want that energy in their life. They want to feel that way about themselves. So they want to stay in it. You inject that in their veins for them basically without literally physically doing it. So I doubled down on my it factor from the get-go. And I really walk you through this process inside of my it factor program, but it helps you stay in your lane. You know who you are. You know who you're here for. When you are really grounded in your it factor, haters don't bother you. Like they don't. I honestly laugh at hate comments because I'm like, you just don't get it. And that's fine. Like you're not for me and I'm not for you. And that's okay. There are so many people on the internet, and multiple of them will be for you. And I love that. Like genuinely, I'm like, go find the people that are there for you. When you're grounded in your it factor and you own that, it's not going to bother you. I think people are really afraid of haters because they don't want to be disliked. And I'm like, yeah, some of the haters might not, like they might actually dislike me as a human, and that's fine. Like, honestly, it doesn't impact my life at all. I don't even know them. But it's like, but most of the time it's just the content doesn't resonate. They're not even like haters. It's just not for them. And I'm like, I don't take it personally. But the thing is about the it factor, and we go into this deep in my program, is that you genuinely have to be like a very unapologetic version of yourself. Because if you are going to double down on your it factor, bring that forward, you need to be comfortable being yourself. But when you have that level of comfort being yourself, that unapologetic energy, you are going to grow so much faster. My first year of business, I had great growth, but it was slower compared to the years following. And it's because my first year of business, I was showing up like it was a big deal. And it's like, you should be paying attention and let's go. And I know this is going to grow. I know it's going to be successful, but I wasn't fully owning the it factor piece yet.
Now's the time to save on new carpet at the Home Depot. Receive 10% off your total carpet project and 12 months special financing. Plus, we'll measure your space for free. Choose from a variety of stylish, on-trend options fit for everyday life. With LifeProof with pet-proof technology, Home Decorators Collection, and Traffic Master carpets. Save 10% and get 12 months special financing now at the Home Depot. Offer valid April 16th through May 3rd, 2026. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
I was still nervous. I wasn't being myself unapologetically. I was being myself in like short stints. And I've talked about this before. I was like being different versions of myself in different places. Like there was college Michaela, and then there was online Michaela, and there would be like me with my friends, and then me with family, and me with like strangers or classmates. Like every version of myself was so different. Even like then there was a Michaela inside of the coaching programs. And it was like some of them felt really right, and then some of them felt like kind of like a mask. And so things can only grow so fast when you're only being like a fraction of yourself versus like just unleashing yourself to the people. And like when you unleash yourself and you're unapologetically you bring this it factor forward in the biggest way, you are going to find your favorite people to work with. It's when you get these like not F yes clients, arguably F no clients. That comes through when you're hiding a part of yourself, because you're hiding part of yourself. They're only bringing forward a part of them. It was just a little mismatch. If you had brought forward all of you, maybe they would have realized you weren't for them. And this is why we end up manifesting FES clients when we're in our it factor energy, because you're being all of you. This is the main thing that changed the game for me, because also with my it factor, you kind of create your own niche, so to speak. When I started my business, I knew like I wasn't the typical like spiritual girl, because at the time, like it was very spiritual, was like yoga, you don't shave your armpits, dreads, you drink green juice, you can't drink, you're meditating every day, you never have a bad moment, you never, like it was like very, I don't know, it was like weird, hippie, crunchy, delusional, not in a good way. What do they call it? Toxic positivity vibes. And I was like, well, that's not me, because I cuss and I love champagne and I also like nice things, and I am not going to dread my hair. And that's a whole other conversation, because I shouldn't be dreading my hair. And then I'm going to shave my armpits. And I also want to drive a Range Rover, and I want to travel the world first class. And then people are like, nah, that's materialistic. So it's like you end up creating this your own niche, because it's like I'm going to own who I am. And these are the things that I like. These are the things that I value. This is the person that I am, but I can also be deep and intentional, and things mean more to me. And it's, and you know, it's just, I owned who I was, and it created its own industry of like bougie bitch manifestation, basically mindset for a modern girl. And that stands out as well. All of these factors make you stand out when people are scrolling. When you show up like your content's a big deal, you show up in a different energy, people pay attention. If you stop caring about the numbers and you just show up knowing growth is inevitable, people pay attention, because it doesn't feel pressure. It doesn't feel like you're always trying to hook somebody in. God, I hate that. I hate that. And when you show up in your it factor, people are like, oh, this person is like so fully themselves. Like, this girl is so cool. She's so different. Like, oh, that's such a unique angle. I had so many clients at the beginning of my business be like, you're the only person I've seen that talks about shopping at Louis Vuitton, getting a glass of their free champagne, like wanting to stay at the Ritz, and also working on manifestation, working on your mindset, and spending time doing things like breath work, for example, or sound baths, or whatever else of the things that I was up to at the time, right? It's like, they're like, you're the only one I see doing that. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm just being myself. It was my it factor. So that makes you stand out a lot more, okay? And it's like when you can double down on your it factor and then get obsessed with blasting your it factor out into the internet, aka just being yourself on a bigger scale, blasting it out to literally anybody who will listen, it's inevitable that you're going to blow up. Like if you implement these things, it is inevitable that you are going to grow. I have the evidence of it. Like these are the main mindset pieces behind going from 900 followers to over 120,000 followers on social media. I treated it like it was a big deal even before it was. I showed up like people were waiting to hear what I had to say, and now they do. I knew my growth was inevitable. I knew the followers would come. I knew the downloads would come. So I wasn't constantly checking. I wasn't even checking. I still to this day don't really check the analytics on my videos. I'm not looking to see like how many people followed me and how many people saved this and how many. I don't look at any of that shit. I'm here to post my content, put it out into the world, and I trust it's gonna reach the right people, and I'm gonna talk my shit, and it's gonna bring in FAS clients, and we're gonna have an amazing time, and you're probably gonna wanna stay and hang out in MJ World for years and years and years on end, and we're gonna have a great fucking time. And that is also because I am in my it factor, right? And it creates this world that people wanna be a part of. Like, they want more of that in their life. So it is inevitable that you end up growing. And the last thing I want to say on the it factor piece is that this is important because you need to be different. Everybody nowadays is like, no, not everybody. I don't want to generalize. A lot of the internet, it goes from everybody to a lot. A lot of the internet is looking the same. ChatGPT content, the same funnel templates, the same Instagram caption templates, the same save these 20 hooks for next week's content, the same strategy for the month, like copy and paste, copy and paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. All these like cheat codes that people think they're getting. But then everything looks the same. Like people are begging for something different. Begging. That's why like when you see somebody that's like really going for it and they're like, holy shit, they grew fast. Like, oh my gosh, like how are you doing this? It's because they are different and people start to pay attention to that. Nowadays, people literally look the same. They get the same filler and the same cheekbones and the same extensions and the same whatever. They all wear the same Amazon outfit. And if that's like, no hate to any of this, like be yourself, babe. But people like literally look the same. So don't be afraid to be different. Like that is actually what people are craving. I think society as a whole, and this is a bit of a different conversation, but it's like we go through society and we're taught to like conform. This is the look, conform to that. This is the look, conform to that. Oh, this is how people are acting, conform to that. This is how people are posting, conform to that. And anytime that is happening or you notice yourself doing it, I want you to go do the exact polar opposite. Like literally go do the exact opposite thing. You will be so much happier, okay? But with your it factor, it does take work. It takes work to truly own who you are, to own your voice, to own the fact that you're not going to be for everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to resonate. And that's just part of it, right? That we talked about. Owning your voice, owning your stories, being willing to be seen in that energy. It does take work. And that's why the people that do that work get the best results. And before we wrap up today's episode, I want to go even deeper with you on this topic. So I have a free 2-part series called Internet Icon that you can watch right now that's going to continue this conversation around your it factor, around being somebody that people can't scroll past, around how you're going to grow your following and be full-time in your business. Make the 5 figures, honey. Get people's attention on the internet completely for free. You're going to go to the show notes or the description, click the link. When you put in your name and your email, I'm going to immediately send it to you. You get instant access to full trainings on what it takes to become the internet icon, becoming the woman they can't scroll away from so you can double your sales, because that's what we want to be focusing on. Keeping people, not having them scroll away, having them become obsessed with you, and then having them to want to join all of the things that you have to offer because you have the answer to the problems that they are solving right now. Completely free. And if you want to skip the line and you're just like, teach me everything, I need to know all the things, then I need you to know that we are opening the doors to my social media program, It Factor, the art and strategy of becoming unforgettable online and curating an unforgettable brand. So I'll put the link for that in the show notes as well. If you're like, skip the line, put me in the program, I want the coaching. But if you just want a little taster and continue this conversation, hop into the free Internet Icon 2-part series that will be immediately available to you when you sign up, okay? Your 3 tips. Are you treating your content like it is a big deal? Stop putting pressure on the numbers and double down on your it factor. And this is going to help you grow so much more on social media in an authentic, in a girl boss way in 2026. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want 2 episodes a week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.